I remember, like I said, we had talked about that, and I was like, all right, we're gonna definitely do an episode of that. But I was thinking, I saw a post where they was like, basically, like where we're at now, we've kind of like lost color, right? Because everything in our generation, like when it was 90s, everything was like colorful. You remember McDonald's like Play Place and all that stuff? Like now McDonald's just is like a business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's all.
Well, I saw a video on that a while back, and y'all might have saw it too. I want to say it was on you. Most likely it's probably YouTube, where essentially the reason why a lot of these restaurants is doing that is so it's easier for them to flip. So like if another like a Pizza Hut or a Wendy's wants to buy it, it's it's easier for them to flip it and put their stuff in there, and then all the machines and frying,
play, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen. Yep, I saw the same video.
I'm like, that makes sense, but dang, man, y'all take, like you said, that takes all the life out of it, man.
Yeah, because like, like for example, we drive past when we go to like the Legends or something like that. We drive past this building, and I think it's still empty, but it used to be a Best Buy. But you can tell it used to be a Best Buy. So that to your point, to what both of y'all seen the video, like that at one point that was Best Buy. So you're gonna always associate that with that's what it is. You know what I mean? No matter what moves in. But that's interesting. It's interesting that they did that, but they didn't. I feel like they didn't have to take the color away though, did they? Because it just
I don't think they needed to.
Like maybe the building design could be universal.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, man, these companies they about that bottom dollar. So it's like we don't care what it looked like. We know y'all. We got y'all hooked since y'all was kids. So y'all gonna come get this number 6 every time. So like it don't matter how it look like.
Yeah, and I think they play the fact that they want to modernize everything. Everything's looking the same, just in general. Like with all the new, if like shopping center pop up, they all look the same now. So like on that, like why would we have a Pizza Hut shaped building for Pizza Hut nowadays, right? Because no one can move in when they not Pizza Hut. So
that was the image though.
I know.
Yeah, like that's how all of them had that unique, like what I mean, you could read, what the restaurant is, but you knew just by the shape of it. Like in the distance, you see the bells, like Taco Bell, the roof, Pizza Hut, all that. And it's I saw another video the other day where they was they're doing like something called classic Pizza Huts, where they kind of remodel it to look like how it did back in the 90s.
Yeah.
But it's not everywhere. It's certain like areas or whatever, and they have like the salad bar or the open bar, whatever it is. So yeah, man, the number of times Pizza Hut, man, used to be such a treat back in the day, man.
Well,
used to kill some Pizza Hut.
That Blockbuster was like that too, though. You remember they used to have like the little thing where you can tell it was like kind of like
a little ticket,
a little tape up there. So Pizza Hut and Blockbuster were like right next door for like off of when I was growing up, it was off of like Blue Ridge, I think Blue Ridge, and it's like right next door to each other. And so I still remember to this day, like Friday nights, my mom calls the pizza in. We go to Blockbuster, wait on the pizza to be done. We go get the movies, whatever deal they got, the movies, the games, and rent them. Then go over right next door, go get the pizza, go back to the house, or we was in apartments at that time. So back to the apartment, boom, and that's
a night, bro. Yeah, that's a night. Yes, sir, bro.
Great time. So I saw a video where they was talking about like when you have kids, it's like, all right, you remember your moments that you had like with your family growing up, and that's nostalgia for you. And now as the adults, as the parents, you're facilitating those same things for your kids, which is crazy to think about, because it's like, all right, so I know what my movie nights look like when I was growing up. So now their story for movie nights is going to be a little different. You know what I mean? But we're facilitating, as parents, we're facilitating their nostalgic memory of what they're going to tell their kids. Like, oh yeah, we used to have a blow up mattress and a projector and all this stuff, and their kids are gonna be like, what is any of that? You know what I mean?
Do you feel a pressure with that? Because I know I would, but I'm not a parent. So like you've been a parent for a minute, so you probably passed that phase. But for me, I'd be like, so like, good gosh, man, I want them to have like these dope moments, and that for me it would be pressure to feel like I need to make sure I want to be a good part of the talking if they have to get therapy, at 30 something, being like, no, this was great, versus nah, he was the problem.
Well, okay, so I think with that, I think everybody feels different, but for personally, I don't feel like there's any pressure because I think like the foundation I have, and I think the same thing with my wife. I think the foundation that we had growing up within our households, we know the parts that we really loved about our childhoods, and growing up. So now what we're able to do is because we have more, we can think outside the box a little more. And so we can be like, all right, so like I said, like example, movie nights, I know we used to go rent movies and buy pizza. But because renting is not a thing anymore and everything is streaming, well, we can make our own little movie theater. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, let's buy a projector. That's cheap now. Like back in the day, that would have been expensive. But buying a little, $50, $60 projector and a screen and using the blow-up mattress and making it cool. And then we can make pizzas. We do that. So sometimes we make pizzas or we go buy them. But, so we kind of just put a spin on what we already had. You know what I mean? And so I think in that way, it's kind of like an advantage because you already know what's possible. And now you have more, so you can do a little bit more. And we have internet, so you can research ideas too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think the pressure is a little less just because of where we're at in life. You know what I mean? So
okay.
I think it's different depending on each household. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't grow up with a certain thing, then it might be harder to like. There are things that I can't imagine like that my wife she had, but that maybe I didn't have. And it's not, and vice versa. And it's not like bad or good. It's just like
just different.
Yeah, we just experienced different things. So so
that's dope, man. That's a good perspective, I think. Where it's just like, I just wouldn't think of that. Because I mean, I think about it a lot of times where it's just like, if I was a dad, like what kind of stuff would like, and I think all of us might do that to a certain degree of just like, with your parents, there's, I don't want to say good or bad, but there's things that were like really dope and things that are just like, I don't know if I'll carry that on or do that. And it's kind of, I'll be thinking about the balance between that of like, what will I take and what will I kind of just discard, So I think that's a cool way to look at that as far as like creating like those memorable moments and stuff like that.
One of the things that I've taken away from my childhood to where I'm at now is like acting, right? I got into acting at a late age. Okay. So as a kid, I always wanted to do it though, but there was no end goal. Like I couldn't see it because there was nobody around me that was doing it. Coming from Kansas City, there's nobody here doing it at that level. You know what I'm saying? And so like there's no way to be able to present that to your parents and saying, I'm going to make money from doing this because, X, Y, Z. So when you grow up in probably more particularly in a Black household where the income is fixed, right? I'll just say that it's fixed. All right. So your parents are always going to talk to you about doing something that's going to make you money, right? The whole thing, go get good grades in school, go to college, and then get you a degree and get you a good job, right? If you wanted to do something extraordinary, then it was a sport, right? Basketball, football, baseball, run track or something like that, right? So acting is just like, well, yeah, you can do theater plays, but you're not going to be able to create a living like that. You know? So that was something that wasn't facilitated in my household, which I talked to my parents about this. I'm like, my mom was like, oh man, I wish we would have known. I'm like, no, there's no way to have known because that was the 90s in Kansas City. Like, what would you expect them to do? You know what I'm saying? I don't fault you at all for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what were you going to do about that?
Someone would drive by and see us.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? What are you going to do? Move to LA? Like, because at that time you had to be in like LA or New York to do stuff like that. So it's like, there's no fault like that. And so what I say is that's not a bad thing. It was just like they did the best they could with what they had. So now that I know, I'm like, I can give my kids that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that I took that I didn't get, which I can offer to my kids. And then there's going to be things that, that I'm not able to give to them that they're going to learn from as they get older. Like, oh, my parents did the best they could, but they didn't know about this. So, and I do. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Same thing with gaming. The gaming industry. Who would have thought that you would be able to make millions from just streaming video games?
Yeah, man.
So I think there's things like that too, which, like I said, there's nothing that you can't blame your parents for that because they don't know. I mean, they're just trying to make sure that you're successful when you leave the house. So.
Yeah, man. I feel like that's what not all parents, but parents that are like really trying. That's why I'm always, when I think about those things, sometimes it's funny that we all say that same phrase of like, just doing the best with what they had. Cause that's truly what it is, man. And, I don't know. I'm curious now, if I do have children, I'm curious like what will they say? It was like kind of like what you were saying, like he did the best with what he had.
Yeah.
I wonder what that would look like, if that time comes. So yeah.
That's all you can do. That's all you can do though, because like I tell anybody, man, my childhood, I never knew what our situation was. I assumed we were rich just because of comparison of everybody else around me and the stuff that I had. I always had 3 meals a day. I had clothes, shoes, video games. I had all that stuff. So like anything that I was quote unquote missing, I didn't know. Like you don't know, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So my childhood, like I have fond memories of my childhood. So in my eyes, my parents did a great job because I don't have quote unquote negative memories of being a kid. You know what I mean? I got disciplined like anybody else, but I also knew why I was getting disciplined. You know what I mean? So it wasn't random.
Right.
My parents never came home mad and just took it out on me. It was like if they came home mad, I probably did something to get
like what you did.
Yeah.
Like you know why we doing this. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I know exactly what happened. I don't have any like quote unquote. I know that some people do, but I don't have any quote unquote like trauma from that. Like I did it to myself. I know it.
I deserve this. This is fair.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No perpetual ass whoopings.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against it because I think like I said, from my experience. No, I'm serious because from my experience, it was done right. That's how I think of it. It was done right because I didn't do the same thing twice. I tell you that.
Yeah, that's
you learned that one time.
Oh,
that's the same thing with me, man. When I got whoopings, I got whoopings a fair amount, but it was very rarely for the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's insanity. Yeah, man. That's insanity.
Yeah.
But I almost forgot to do the intro. Let me do this intro real quick because we're gonna get into 3, 2. What we back for another week of the Rick Jordy Podcast. I'm one half of your host, Jordy.
And I'm the other half of your host, Rick. Back for another one.
What's popping, y'all? And we have our guest back, Frank Oakley III. He's back for the third time, jumping back in with us. We always appreciate your time, brother. Thank you from your busy schedule to always jump in and grace us with your presence, man. So it's good to have you back.
Yeah, man.
It's always a pleasure, man. It's always a pleasure, bro.
You got any updates for us? What you got going on right now? If you could talk about anything, if not, we understand that too. So
I don't know when this will come out. By the time it come out, I'm pretty sure my show will be over. But right now, I'm wrapping up the last week of my show I was telling you about earlier at the Center for Puppetry Arts. Our last performance is this Saturday, and then that'll be done. And then the next thing after that is Sweet Magnolia Season 5 comes out June 11th on Netflix. So that's it. And I did a commercial. I don't know when it's coming out, but hopefully it'll come out soon because I would love to see it. But yeah, that's it, man. Other than that, just trying to stay busy. And when auditions do come in, trying to knock them out and do the best I can with them, man.
Hey, congratulations, brother. You better be like Friends. Season 5 is crazy, bro. TV shows is not lasting that long no more, man.
Especially that's streaming stuff.
Yeah, no, it's just you're right. You get like maybe 2 seasons, and it's like next show, get them out of here. So
man, no, I don't take it for granted, man. There's been times where I have not just realizing, truly the blessing that I've been allowed to have with just this show and in general, the stuff I've been able and allowed to do. So yeah, I'm very grateful for this show, man. Because honestly, if it wasn't for Sweet Magnolia, it's like, and it's never guaranteed. Like I'm always genuinely surprised when they invite me back. Not because like I'm doing nothing crazy, but like, they don't have. I'm not that big a role, so like they at any point in time they could just be like, I think we're good with him. So whenever they, availability check me, I'm like, okay, maybe I'm coming back for another one. So it's really a blessing, man, to be able to say that I was a part of the show since season 1. Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's the crazy part is that when you threw in, I'm not that big of a role. No, not that big of a role is I did 2 episodes in one of the seasons. You're in 5 seasons, so that's not you can't say not that big of a role. You can maybe say I'm not the lead, but you're integral to the world. You know what I mean? If I use that word.
No, I mean y'all are right for sure, but I think and if I already said this the last time we chopped it up about it, you just be like, we already heard that. But I do feel like at the beginning, that's all the role was supposed to be, was like a
Mhm.
1 or 2 episode deal. But for whatever reason, they decided to keep writing me in for stuff, and then now here I am. I had the account the account. I had the official episode count because Cross. I have to do the math again. Maybe I can pull it up on here, but let me see. Hold on just a second.
No, you good. He tried to
I'm gonna have
humbly
to.
say, "I'm not that big of a role. I'm just
Well,
in 5 seasons of the show."
but see, this is
Oh,
what I'm talking. This is what I'm talking about. I be sometimes taking stuff for granted because it's like
yeah,
my brain is so like quote unquote future focused, where I'm just like,
yeah,
man, I know where I want to be, and I
yeah.
know like the quote unquote status I want to get to and stuff, and I see how I'm not there yet. And that sometimes takes me away from being in the moment and being grateful for what I do got going on. So that's what I'm trying to get better at. But so with 5 seasons, that's 50 episodes. I have to do
Mhm.
the old school counting on my fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So just shy of half of the whole entire series, just a couple episodes shy of that.
Yeah, you
Um,
doing that means nothing to me because you're in every season though. That's how I'm counting it. You count it by
fair.
episodes, and maybe that's because that's like how you see it because it's like this is your world, this is your job and your check and stuff like that. So I get that, but I'm looking at it as like because I'm not counting episodes. I'm counting how many seasons are you in. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like whenever I see
Yeah.
somebody in the show, because like people get like guest star roles or whatever, and so they might be in a couple episodes for like season 3, but then you don't see them no
Mhm.
more. The character's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe they make like a cameo in like season 6 or something, whatever, if it goes that long. But you're in every
Yeah.
single season.
Yeah.
So to me, I know to you it matters, but to me, it don't matter about the episode count. Hey, you in 5 seasons.
Hey, I'll take it, man. And like this
Hey,
season that we filmed, bro, like I've been enjoying all of it, but this season in particular, obviously I can't like super say anything, but like this season in particular, I think has been my funnest season out of all
yeah.
5. Again, I've enjoyed all of them, but the stuff that I got to do this season was really cool, man. Like it's yeah, I just got to do a lot. I got to be a lot more active in this one, and I always enjoy when I can be more active and um, just in my body more. So I got to do some real cool stuff this season, and I can't wait to see how it looks. I haven't seen it obviously, but I'll
Yeah.
be watching it with everybody else. But I can't wait to see. All right, I'm putting that in my reel. I'm putting that in there. All right, cool.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
That is cool.
Congratulations, bro. Congratulations, man. Because that ain't no easy feat, man. I'm glad that you're able to talk about it in that way. Truly, I'm just messing with you. Like I really am
Yeah,
glad
I
that
know.
you're able to talk about it in that way. Because, bro, that is not easy. And you
No,
know
it's
better than
not.
anybody. It's not easy to get to that, to be able to do that, because it could easily go the other way where it's like, yeah, you did your 2 episodes. All right, see ya. So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
it's again, I'm never trying to push like my faith or nothing on nobody, but I really do, at least from my perspective, like it's truly like the grace of God, bro, that's allowed me to be here for as long as I have been. So, I hope even if I don't get anything else, it's still been good and it's been a great experience and all that.
yeah,
But yeah, man, I'm just trying to work more on trying to be more in the moment and more like really see what's going on. Funny enough, the other day I forgot why I was searching something. I was searching up something, I think on Chat GPT, and then my wife was just like, "You should like ask if." Oh, I think I was looking at like grad schools or something like that,
mhm,
and I, she was just like, "You should look and type in like, is there any famous actors from UMKC and see if your name pops up?" And I was like, I think that's silly, but I'll do it. And then like it was just like, yeah, this person and mentioned me, and then it was just like, tell me more about Frank Oakley, and then they like the ChatGPT thing just and it. She was just like, Frank, you need to actually like, it's kind of a joke a little bit, but like, look at what this thing is saying. Like,
yeah,
you have to realize the career that you've been allowed to have, even though you're not maybe where you want to be. Like, people have struggled and still struggle just to get, you know, half of what you've been able to do. So I have
yeah,
to really take a step back and look at that and acknowledge that and be grateful for that and stop being so future minded or whatever you want to call it.
Bro, those are true words, because as a man of faith and a man of, and your belief in God, and you have to do that. Honestly, it's like not like self-glorify. I don't want to say it like that,
Right.
but like you have to take a moment to just appreciate how far God has brought you, because like you said, and like your wife is telling you, like there are so many people, and you know how deep acting is, how deep the world is. There's so many artists out there that just want a fraction of what you've been able to experience. And so like just being able to take that moment to just thank God and just reflect and say, oh man, like yeah, I'm actively doing the thing that I prayed about. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So yeah, bro, that's big, bro, and it's kind of dope to be able to Google yourself. So
I only did it because she told me to do it. I only did it because she told me to do it, because I'm like, every once in a while I'll Google myself, but it'll be like it's weird, because like anytime I get an audition, like I'm always going on IMDb doing the research of like, all right, who are the people on this show, who are the like producers and directors and all that stuff. And then I'm just trying to research, and then I'm like, let me see, like, and it don't never change. I don't know why I keep doing it every time. I'm like, if they try to Google search me, what will it look like? Okay, all right, that's cool. Okay, I guess that's all right. All right. But yeah.
Hey man, hey, enjoy your blessings, enjoy your wins. You know what I mean? So it's because okay, like I said, life could always be different. Yeah. But you know what? We didn't even take the moment. I'm sorry, I almost forgot. We gotta tell Rick happy birthday, because he just had a birthday.
Is your birthday today?
Not today.
Oh no,
it was last week.
Okay, birthday, man.
So that's why we also pushed the episode back too, because he was gone kicking.
What you end up doing, man?
Oh, me and my lady, we went had a week-long trip down in Curacao. So went down to the ABC Islands. We stopped in Miami for a day, and then went down to Curacao for 6 days. Just kicked it heavy. Sat on the beach, ate a lot of good seafood, did some excursions, ATV, jet ski, did a little aquafari tour thing, petted some dolphins. Yeah, man, we kicked it. It was fun. I saw the nightlife and stuff. We had a little rental car, so we got around a lot. Hit the local spots.
You're a local?
Yeah, for real. Masha Pabien. It was my birthday.
What?
I just told myself it was happy birthday in Papiamentu. That was their native language. So yeah, I was Yudi Curacao. That's son of Curacao. That's what the native people call themselves. So yeah, man, it was cool. It was a real laid back. The people was nice. Food was good. It's a colonized island, so a lot of Dutch people were there. So yeah, the buildings were colorful. Yeah, that was the biggest. That was like the moment, like going over the big bridge, like going over the port, and then seeing all the colorful buildings. They're like light pastel, some just like red, blue, pink, lime green, stuff like that. It was dope.
Yeah.
Man, that was a good, bro. You be traveling and you so like cultured, man. I need to be like you when I grow up, man. Straight up.
I'm trying to get there, man. I know some of our friends, they been around the world for real, but yeah, just trying to see different things for real. So I'm blessed to be able to do it. So
yeah,
I was like, I've never traveled for my birthday for real, either had like a big trip like that. So I was like, why not? She planned, Latora planned dang near all of it, like the itinerary. She had that down to a T, like even the rest times and stuff like that. So it was dope. I was lucky.
All you gotta do is show up, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
You got flued out
for real.
Yeah.
Nah, that's dope, bro, man.
That was amazing.
You know me, I always be stalking the stories, so I gotta see what bro doing, man.
Yeah,
I live vicariously through you, man. When you do,
I was a little bit more active, that past week and a half or so. So,
and a week is nice. Like if you get to be out, boy,
that was love. Yeah, that felt great.
Yeah, that's a really good opportunity to be able to just do more. You know what I mean? Do multiple things, activities, and see some of the life. So
exactly. We got to for real explore. Didn't feel rushed at all. That was a major thing. So got to relax, and then learn stuff, experience the culture for real, like the local culture, the kind of the tourist side as well, and yeah, just kick it.
Yeah, man. Hey, I've been sick this last week because you and another one of my homeboys had a birthday. His birthday was on the 21st.
Okay.
So it was just right before yours. And he went to Dominican Republic. So I had to watch on my story all week long. Him in Dominican, you in Curacao. How you pronounce that? Curacao?
Yeah, Curacao.
I had to watch that all week while I'm in the office. I'm sick.
Raining
I'm
outside,
like,
you're just looking out the window with that pose with the hands on the window.
oh,
Right.
you know what's bad? They ain't even no windows in my office, bro. So I'm just sitting here like
Walls.
looking at walls on the computer screen like
Must be nice.
Yeah, must be nice, man. But for real, that's dope. I love seeing my people because I tell you what, bro, sitting in the office when I get to watch, you ain't even on IG no more, but when I get to watch all y'all stories and y'all doing stuff and enjoying yourselves, it gives me life. So I appreciate the post selfishly because I'm like, man, somebody I know is having a good time and ain't just.
It's right around the corner. You're like, that could be me.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna have my moment. I ain't worried about that. It's just it get hard when it get difficult when you sitting there and there's nothing to look at, and then you hop on IG and everybody else sad too. It's like, all right,
like this ain't that bad. All right.
Yeah, I need to see somebody happy, bro. Like somebody be kicking in that way. I can feel good too. Like, all right, man, people doing all right out there. It ain't that bad, but
yeah.
So Frank, you travel at all? Because you mentioned that you don't be traveling.
I don't, man. Like I got my passport. I got it when I first moved here because I'm like, all right, man, probably like 2 years, Marvel will be hitting me up and flying me out to London somewhere and I'm learning stuff. That didn't happen. But but I was ready just in case.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't left the country yet, man. I want to. And at first I didn't have any ideas of where I wanted to go if and or when I do get a chance to leave the country. But I did an ancestry test and like I found out where like some of my roots and stuff is from.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I have a couple areas I want to look at. When I do get a chance to leave the country, if I don't get flown out, somewhere to work or something like that. But yeah, I haven't traveled even within the States. I haven't traveled a ton. So yeah, I want to travel more. I just haven't had the opportunity to do so unless, I get lucky enough and they're like, hey, we're filming in Alabama, we'll put you up type stuff. But
yeah.
I
haven't either. Rick's gone more places than I have. I've been out of the country 3 times and they were all just basically the Caribbean. So Cuba, Dominican, and Jamaica. All great, by the way, all great. But I ain't like world traveling either. So that's all I say to say that.
Yeah, I ain't been too far either. I've been Jamaica, Mexico, so Mexico City, Cancun, and then now Curacao. So I guess I've been to Bahamas. Yeah, that's still like U.S. territory,
Yeah, but still,
that's about it.
Do they stamp you for going to Bahamas? I don't know.
I don't think so. I didn't have a passport when we went, so no.
Oh, okay. It ain't a state, so
right. Yeah. You know what's crazy though? Before you get too far, but in Curacao, they doing how I mentioned it's colonized.
Yeah,
they're doing the same thing there that essentially they're doing here, trying to erase the history of like slavery and stuff. Because they're 85% African, like that's their 85% of that the population there, their ancestry is from Africa, right?
Yeah.
And so the Dutch, like we tried to go on some history tours because our ATV guide, he was African descent, and he was talking about my ancestors told me stories when I was growing up. I was like, so after the tour, we were like, where could we go to get some ancestors or some history about slavery and all that? He's like, you could go here, but the stuff I was talking, you will not find that anywhere because basically they're trying to erase history behind the slavery. The Dutch trying to, whitewash it and make it not seem as bad. And how here they're just trying to get rid of Black history in schools altogether, stuff like that. So I thought that was interesting that there was that parallel between, that small island and then our big old country. But it was all the same slave trade that came up through Curacao before it hit America. So it was just one of the first stops, I guess.
So, and on that side of things, when you're on that side of history, on the wrong side of history, when it comes to slavery, obviously you would want to erase it, because once you start digging into it and you see how bad it really was, it's embarrassing. You know what I mean? Because it's like, dang, you could really treat a person like that. You know what I mean? Like, you treat them less than animals. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, beyond like the stuff that we knew, like breeding and all that, and there was other things, like the whole story about George Washington and the teeth, where the teeth came from, that they weren't wooden teeth, like we've been told all these years. That was a story, and that they were actually slave teeth, and they were pulling them out, and it just gets so deep. It's like there's not even really a word for it, because obviously it's disgusting, embarrassing, and everything else, but the combination of things that was done, and the things that they were doing to them just before they even got to the state, before they even got to this country, on the ships. When I was reading African Samurai, right? He was talking about on there, which I saw this in some other historical documents as well when I was reading, is that on the ships, because like the women were actually a commodity, like they were worth more in trade for like obviously like breeding purposes and things like that. So when the guys on the ship, when they got that urge, they couldn't touch the women because it would devalue the women when they're trading them. So obviously they would take those feelings out on the men, but they would choose like basically like the weaker men, the ones that they didn't think would fight back, and they would just take them. And because like in the book he was talking about how you can hear it, and it's just like, bro, like the idea of even your mind could even go to that place is, you know what I mean? So to actually act upon it is like, but yeah. I mean, so I say that.
Why would they want to share that?
Yeah, exactly. I said that's exactly why I say that. It's like, if I'm on the wrong side of history, I don't want nobody to know about that either. Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
it's like, damn, that's our ancestry.
Yeah, that's what we'll be remembered for.
Yeah, but yep. So on the lighter note, it's like, all the colorful buildings and stuff, how all the infrastructure there, it was more slave built, and then they just come over. Well, the colonizers come over and they get to enjoy the island life and that atmosphere and the environment. So
yep. And it's such a shame too, because some islands, man, they be so beautiful, and you just think, man, they've been done so wrong.
Very
I didn't know how bad. I just found out, a couple years ago, about how bad France did Haiti, and like how they just basically, the reason why Haiti is the way it is today is because they ain't never been, they needed to be paid back for all the, obviously we know they had slaves, but then they had the ride, their revolution, and they won. But I guess like France made them pay for the destruction, basically, like the killing of the soldiers, the burning of the boats, the ships, and everything like that. So they made Haiti pay. So Haiti's always been in debt, but obviously that shouldn't have been true, because they were slaves. You know what I mean? So they were fighting for their freedom. So long story short, they kind of got screwed over because they were in slavery, and then they fought for their freedom, and now they have to pay for it. And it's like, obviously they're not going to be able to, because they didn't have anything to begin with, So
right, man. All that stuff at some point gonna have to get dealt with. It may not be in our lifetime. It will, and that'll be a crazy day.
Yeah,
it'll be a crazy day, man.
I hope somebody from our lineages get the benefit from the, all of that. Yeah, but you're right. It probably won't be in our lifetime. If we ain't seen it by now, we ain't gonna see it. So, but speaking of our lifetimes and switching to a lighter note, what is one nostalgic memory you wish you could have today? I'll give you an example. I miss the video games at the store where they had the TV and you can get on there and play. I miss that. I wish that they still had that, so you can try out games or stuff like that at the store. You had to wait your turn and stuff. Somebody else was on there, or you just sit there and watch. I miss that. So, like, what's a nostalgic memory that you wish you were able to experience today?
I would say probably riding bikes with friends. Yeah, something
People don't be riding bikes like that no more. Like not for fun, at least.
Not the carefree manner that we used to. Yeah,
it's for health reasons now.
Yeah, more for health.
I gotta ride this bike.
Maybe transportation.
One of the two. It ain't just the like, man, let me go see where Tony at.
Exactly. Right. Can Tony have company?
Right.
Nah, he in trouble. He on punishment.
See the pile of bikes outside up the street, and we're like, oh, hey, that's where everybody at. Dang, Tony about to miss out today.
Man, that's a hard one, man, because there was a lot of good moments. I'll say maybe more recently, and it's not necessarily childhood, because at that point, I mean, it's not really childhood. It's more like teenage or whatever. But more recently, I've been missing like doing marching band stuff because I loved marching band in high school and some in middle school too. So just going back to that time when stuff was, a little bit simpler would be cool. But if I had to pick something like young, like child, I mean, obviously it's gonna have something to do with food. I know that. Probably them summer days when my cousin used to come over, because I pretty much grew up the only child essentially. So like my cousin was like my little brother. So he would come over and we'd just be playing PlayStation 2 and eating all kinds of like pizza rolls and snacks and all that stuff. Just having long game sessions, man, playing the game. Mama come up in there and be like, turn that game off. You put it on pause, turn the TV off, acting like it's off. And as soon as she leave, you like, all right, sneaking in the kitchen, getting snacks and powdered donuts and all that stuff. Yeah.
Bro. All right. So we used to, when me and my brother, we were little, when we were younger, we had, I don't know if y'all remember the game Pokemon Snap.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
64. So I rented that. And me and my brother sat up all night on Saturday night. We sat up all night. We was trying to snap every single picture. We had to go back and do them over at church the next morning. Now, you know how that goes. You better get up for church. So we had like a little plan, right? So he's like, all right, we about to be up to like 3-4 in the morning. It's like, all right, so one of us gonna have to play sick. So we ain't got to go to church. It didn't work. I think my brother got out of it. I think he did. He was just like, he just didn't answer the door, like he overslept or something like that. And I was trying to act like I was sick, like, oh, he was like, no, y'all was up to 3 in the morning. I heard y'all in there. I was 3 in the morning. You better get up. You going to
playing the game.
So I had to get I'm mad. I'm like, man, I'm looking at the door. He still got the door closed. I'm like, I gotta get up and go to church. I'm tired. I'm in there and I'm going to Sunday school with that. So, bro,
so you there all day.
Yeah. Church don't get out to like 1 o'clock or something like that, but Sunday school started like 7 a.m. Yeah, I was sick. Yeah. I did it again though. But I didn't get out of it. Yeah.
You going to church. Yeah, all that energy.
Because he could close his door. He was older at that time. So he might have been in middle school. I was probably in like 4th grade, maybe 5th grade. No. My brother would have been in like 7th or 8th. He was probably 8th grade, so I was probably like in 4th grade. So he can close the door. He a teenager, so he can close the door. I had to leave mine open. So it was like, nah, go on, get up.
Go on, get ready.
Yeah,
go on, get ready. Get dressed. Let's go.
That tie on. Go brush your teeth. You all right?
Man.
Oh, my stomach hurt. You're gonna be okay.
Go drink some Sprite. Walk it off.
Right. Your stomach wasn't hurting last night. You all right?
Man.
Yeah, man. It made me sick, but it's all good. So yeah.
That's a good one, man.
I miss going to the movies with friends too. That was about the middle school age for me. Meeting up with friends at the movies on Fridays or Saturdays.
Movies was definitely like a freeing experience. You know what I mean? Like, not having to go with your parents.
Yeah,
it's like you
especially
get to be a hoodlum.
Yeah, man. Especially when Legends first became a thing. I think the Legends first became a thing when I was in high school, I want to say. So that was super dope getting to go to, movie by yourself or whatever, and you feel like you out somewhere, but Legends ain't that far, but that's far if you when you're young or whatever. So that was cool, man.
Boy, I didn't know that Legends existed until I was an adult. I grew up in Grandview, so Legends is like a whole nother world.
It is, especially coming from Missouri, man.
Yeah, we went to Town Center. That's where I would go.
Okay,
because the only other option outside of Town Center would have been Ward Parkway, and I don't know if you know War Parkway that well, but
I'm familiar.
yeah.
It wasn't it the little
Nah, bro. We was in high school. My brother, not my brother, one of my best friends, man. I remember he told me, he's like, yeah, man, I want to go see such and such. I don't know if it's like a Spider-Man movie or something. He went to go see it at War Parkway. It's like, yeah, man, I had to go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. Somebody was getting robbed in there, bro. I put my feet up on the toilet because he was like, I was in the stall. I put my feet up on there. I was like, oh, he's like, I had to wait until everybody left.
Wait till the noise went down.
I'm like, yeah, nah, bro. Yeah, I'm not going to War Parkway. I've been there a few times. It ain't it, bro.
That ain't it, man.
Go to town center, man. Go out there with the Johnson County folks. Bro. They might look at you funny, but it's better.
Yeah, because they don't want you out there. But you know,
no, they don't.
At least you ain't got to worry about getting robbed mostly.
Yeah, but y'all gonna have to experience me today. So
yeah,
so
I'm out here.
Yeah, it's like it's crazy because it's like when your choice is deal with racism or getting robbed,
and the fact you even got to be having them options to choose from, but
you got to
life, man.
At that moment you have to pick though. You have to pick. You ain't got no choice. You know, you want to see a movie, so if you already made the choice to go watch a movie, you got to pick racism or get robbed.
Right.
Which one you want?
Which R you want?
Exactly. If you get robbed, you ain't seeing the movie.
Right.
At least the racism is like, all right, they just gonna look at
I
you
can
crazy.
still watch it.
Yeah, they might say something, but yeah, I can still watch the movie. Yeah, exactly. They gonna take my money. They gonna take my money, you know.
Yeah.
But if you go to the
I'm
other
gonna bring
side,
my own snacks up in here because I ain't giving you no other money than that.
Oh, for sure, bringing my own. For sure, bringing my own.
That's when them cargo shorts came in clutch back then.
Oh yeah,
got that tall white tee, them cargo shorts.
Oh yeah, man, yeah. But I ain't gonna lie, pretzels from the AMC out there. I like them pretzels with the cheese. Those are my favorite.
We would hit the gas station right across the street from the theater before going in.
Yeah, candy. Yeah, I'm getting candy and stuff. I'm not buying it from there because candy is like
or the grocery store.
Yeah,
hit a Price Chopper right before.
For sure. Yeah. Make it easy on yourself, especially like if you like trying to go out on a date or something like that, man. You better.
Oh yeah,
boy.
It's like I'm saving up 3 paychecks worth of money, man. I gotta look like I'm doing this big, man.
Yeah,
popcorn.
What you want?
Money.
I got you.
Man, you got Twizzlers and M&Ms.
Yeah, I got it like that.
Yeah, and then you just bought the popcorn there. That's it.
Can we get popcorn? Nah, they said they was out.
Oh, that's funny because I was just up there.
He knew. Walking in with it.
Nah, that was old popcorn. You don't want that. Only the best for you. Only the best.
Man, the numbers, man. The number of times, at least I'll speak for myself, but I'm sure there might be some crossover. The number of times, man, especially when you go on like some of them first dates, how you just be hard flexing and just being like doing whatever you can to impress. Knowing it's just like, hey, man. I ain't got it like that, but you don't know that. And I'm about to have it like that, which is funny because it's like when you think about it, you in middle school, high school dating, ain't nobody got it like that. Your parents might have it like that, and that's why you might have it like that, but you ain't.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think one of the first dates I went on, I didn't really have a job throughout high school. So, you know, that's why I said I thought my parents was rich because I didn't have to have a job. But I had a car and everything was already paid for it. But one of the first dates I went on, my parents gave me money to go on a date to pay for it. So they gave me enough. So that's one thing about like if you was dating me in high school, hey, you gonna have your stuff paid for because my pops was like, nah, you can't go on a date if you can't pay for it. You know, my parents is traditional in that way. So that means, you know, they paying for 2 people. You know,
right.
You know, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I always thought we was rich. I'm like, I'm that kid. I'm the rich kid, man.
I'm him.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I'm like, give me like $40, and now my tank's already full. I'm gonna come scoop you up. We about to eat good. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go get little snacks beforehand, so I got extra money. So then, if we do want popcorn, I can afford it now.
Yeah, man. It's all about how you finesse, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now, once it was me having to pay for it,
it's like I don't know about no Red Lobster, but you know. IHOP is open for a minute.
Numbers sound different. I mean, you paying
McDonald's.
Right.
Yeah, I done done that. Before. A $1 menu.
Hey, when they had one.
Yeah, when they had one.
Sure. The number of McChickens I used to get. Good Lord Almighty, man. Just smash 4 of them things at a time. Throw some cheese on it if I had a little extra money.
I hate
Snack
the charge
wraps, all
cheese,
that.
man. That's crazy to me. Like cheese should be, you throw that on there. But
You would think so.
they do a $5 bag now though. I just went the other day and they do a they do a $5 bag where you get a you can get a McDouble, you get 4 nuggets and small fries and a drink for like $5. They
trying to
Wendy's. That's the Wendy's thing, yeah.
Do they still do that?
Yeah, it's not called 4 no more. It's like a biggie bag or something like that.
You will be that way if you keep getting them biggie bags.
Hey man, I'm fire, bro. That chicken sandwich, boy. Give me a little frosty, yeah. Yo, boy,
it's on.
Yeah,
bro. When I worked at Wendy's, bro, like I really was on some big backetry back then, man. Because like I literally, that's when the Baconator was first the thing. And I remember, man, they was just like, yeah, you can make it however you want to make it. I'm like, however I want to make it. And they said, yeah, however you want to make it. Yeah. And I was like, bet. So like I would have like 4 or 5 patties stacked where it's like boom, bacon, cheese, but ketchup, boom, bacon, cheese, ketchup. And they would be so like literally like they'd be about like this big, the whole thing. And I would get that way more than I needed to. And I knew it got serious when I started like noticing, I started getting bigger up here and not like muscle. So I was just like, oh, that ain't it. Let me chill out, man, because I was getting a little, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all, especially with my cousin that I was telling you about. Like he started like, hey man, you need a bra or something? I'm like, hey bro, don't come to me like that, because you asked me to bring you back some fries. Don't be coming to me like that.
Well, you got 4 patties and then you put bacon on it. Yeah. That's what's gonna happen.
And at the time, I did not regret it. But at the time, I also regretted it because I was just like, man, this ain't it. I gotta lock in, bro.
Yeah, it was probably fire at that time. Yeah.
I mean, no, it was.
When you younger.
I already know, yeah. My go-to for the chicken sandwiches at Burger King, both type, the original and then the chicken tender sandwich, the one that had the tomatoes on it and cheese.
Burger King used to be the spot, but then they the one out where I grew up, man, that mug was so ghetto, bro. I hate calling places ghetto, but that one was. And they turned me off to all Burger King.
Oh yeah, that would do it.
Yeah, boy, they used to just play with your food, man. They used to play with your food. Like they told them onion ring. So I don't know, I might have already told this, but basically, long story short, like they used to, if you add whatever you ask for, if you ask for onion rings or if you ask for fries, they usually give you an accidental one of the other thing in your bag. So there was one night I went up there and I wanted to get some onion rings. So I was like, all right, I want onion rings. And the guy asked me 2 or 3 times over the intercom. He's like, you said onion rings, right? I said, yeah. Onion rings. And so I pulled up to the window, got my food. I was like, hey, I got the zesty sauce to go with the onion rings. He was like, nah, we out of that. All right, whatever. Let me just get my food. Drove off, got to the house. It was fries in there. So I'm hot. So I'm looking to see. It wasn't even an accidental onion ring. So I'm like, oh, he did this on purpose because he asked me 3 times. He asked me 3 times and then didn't even give me an accidental onion ring like you normally get with your fries if you ask for fries. So I'm like, oh, yeah, he purposely did this. It's late at night. So I'm like, all right, cool. And so, I mean, I know my little business ain't hurting them, but I never went back after that. I went to a different one.
I thought you were going to drive back and get onion rings.
I was waiting to hear, is it going to go back?
No, I didn't spin back because I was done because they had already did this to me before. And so like, this is the final time. So I just never went back to that one. And then I went to other ones, but I don't even order food from there no more, bro. I only get like, if I ever go, I'm getting the little Hershey Sunday pots because them must be fire. But no.
I remember those. Yeah.
I didn't double back to get that, no.
Because I was waiting for it. It's like, oh, I got time today. Let me go back.
No, man, they got under my skin with that one, bro. I just let them have it. I let them have it. I was like, yeah, I won't be back though. But yeah, I don't.
What on the note of nostalgia, what would you say is like your go-to back in the day? Like if you went to McDonald's, Wendy's, Sonic's, whatever your favorite spot was back in the day, what was your go-to like menu item or combo situation?
McDonald's number 4, which is a double quarter pounder with cheese, Sprite. So that little Travis Scott meal, y'all owe me for that because I was already doing that. I was doing that back in the day. Only thing they did different was I think they added bacon to it or something. But all the other stuff, I've been doing that. So I was shocked. I'm like, bro, that's just my order on a Wednesday. Don't play with me. I need to get paid for that. So that and then from Burger King, when I did go, it would be the triple. It either be depending on how my money was looking, a triple or a double stacker with cheese, because it came with the bacon on it. And it had that sauce. I like the sauce on there. Yeah, from Burger King.
Yeah,
fire. Yeah. Sometimes I get the chicken fries.
Chicken fries were cool.
Yeah. Honey mustard. Put that in the little cup thing.
Yeah. I would get quarter pounders from McDonald's. Quarter pounders with cheese, and then like I said, from Burger King. If it wasn't a burger, then it would have been the chicken sandwich, the original chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
And then that was my go-tos. What Sonic, that was every here and there. Don't really remember what I got from there. Sometimes the chili cheese conies or whatever.
You would like hot dogs.
Yeah, they were fire. Arby's, I would get a roast beef and cheddar or a ham and cheddar.
Bro, you ate Arby's?
Yeah, my dad would go there. My pops would go to Arby's, so every now and then we go there.
So that's two people I know now that eat Arby's.
Dang, I don't do it anymore. I don't eat anymore. It's been
you and my wife.
Oh wow. Oh, for real?
Yeah. She took me to Arby's one time and she was like, yeah, try the roast beef. I tried it. I was like, this is gross. Tried the fry. The fries is even nasty to me.
You put the Arby's sauce on it?
I think so. I don't remember.
You have to have the sauce on it. So
whatever I had with it all of it was gross. I didn't even want to drink the water.
Sorry, they got this out the toilet, man. Or this hot dog water.
Yeah, I'm convinced to this day that Arby's is a front for something, because there's no way. I've never seen a line at Arby's. Have you ever seen a line at Arby's?
I mean, to be honest with you, one, I don't ever like. I'm not hating on Arby's, but it's just never been my thing. I might have went, maybe I could probably count on one hand how many times I maybe went, and I don't even remember going like that. I feel like I don't think I've ever seen a line there.
All right,
yeah.
Now ask yourself this too: how many times have you been in a group of friends, family, whatever, and somebody say, "Hey, man, y'all want to go grab some Arby's real quick?"
He said, "Go ahead, I'll wait."
Yeah, that's. I don't think that's happened. Maybe once with a group of friends, but
you was the one that said it.
Probably.
Yeah. So
he was that friend.
If you can't remember, it was probably it was you. That's why. I don't remember who said it. Somebody said, "Let's go to Arby's." It was me. It was my brother. It was my two cousins. Somebody, one of them. I don't remember who. Nobody's ever said that. Nobody's ever said, "Hey, man, let's go get Arby's, bro." Like, what? Arby's?
Yeah.
That's an SNL skit waiting to happen.
That's a Drewski skit. That's a Drewski skit.
Right.
He's on fire right now. Oh, I have a question. So, on the flip side of your nostalgic memory that you enjoy, what's a nostalgic memory that inconvenienced you that you wish you have never had to experience, that you would not want to experience again? Let's say that.
There's something that came in my mind immediately. I'm trying to debate if I should. Like, it ain't like nothing crazy or nothing, but I'm just like, do I tell this story? It was. You said embarrassing, right?
Yeah, it can be embarrassing. It can be something that it was inconvenient.
Oh no, inconvenience.
Yeah, either or.
Sheesh. So I won't mention any names, and I doubt this person will come across this. But if they do, they and the people involved, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And it ain't that bad, but So at the time, I was in high school. I think I was either sophomore or junior. I can't remember. I'm getting secondhand cringe just retelling it. All right, so. I was dating or whatever at the time, and this is like what I would consider my high school sweetheart and all that. And it was like maybe, and I remember these details a little too well. It was like maybe 10 or 11 at night. I don't super remember. Back then on the phone, when they called it caking on the phone, caking on the phone or whatever. And then, the little lovey-dovey stuff. I was like, oh, I miss you. I want to come see you, stuff like that. And I'm just like, bet I'm about to come over there. I was listening for whatever reason, whatever year that was. I think that was 07 or 08. I don't remember. But when Lil Wayne Carter 3 came out, the whatever one that had a milli on there, and I'm just listening to that while I'm like vibing out or whatever. I'm like getting hyped up. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go take a stroll or whatever. So I get in my parents' car, drive out there, hung out, didn't do anything, just hung out and stuff like that. But then getting ready to leave, climbing out the window, all that stuff, getting in the car, and we got a big old 90, like a 1990 white Lincoln Town Car, one of them boats.
Yeah.
So, I'm backing out, trying to be cool with it because I'm like, yeah, I pulled this off. This was great. Backed out. And then I was getting ready to, get ready to go back home, whatever. But I back out and I felt the back half of the car kind of sink a little bit. And I'm like, what was that? So I'm getting out and I'm like, the back tire is like, I can't really super describe it, but it's like a little ditch area, just enough where the back tire got stuck. So I'm like, oh no. So I'm like trying to, she come out, she's like crying and stuff. It's like, what's going on? You gotta go. And I'm like, I know, I'm trying. I was like, all right, get in, try to like press the gas, and I'm gonna try to like see if I can jimmy it out the little thing. That didn't work. So we just sitting there panicking, trying to figure out like, oh my gosh, like what we gonna do? And I didn't have no other option but to call my mama because I tried everything. Didn't have no other option. So I call her and I'm like, she's like, what would you calling me for? And I was just like, do you think you're gonna come get you from where? See, I felt like something was wrong. What you doing? Where you at? And I'm like, I'm over, such and such house. And she's just like, good gracious of life, and hung up the phone. And I'm like, okay. And I already know I'm gonna be in trouble or whatever. So she gets my next door neighbor to bring her to where we at.
Yeah.
And by that time, like I don't know who called the tow truck, but somebody called the tow truck. Either the person who I'm dating's parents did or my mama did. I don't know. But all this commotion and lights and stuff. And then to me, this was the worst thing. To me, this is the worst thing. The dad comes out. And I'm like, I love their family. I still love their family to this day. They still treat me very well and everything. But like, it's so bad because I was just like, he just came out, he just stood there, not even mad, but just I wish he would have came out there and just like run me out versus like he just stood there disappointed like that. Something about that disappointed look, man, where you just like that's almost worse than being mad. He's just out there like kind of shaking his head. I was like, golly. So, all that happens. We get back home. My mama, not having it, just pissed off, and here's the kicker though. So like, it's one of those situations where it's like, of course, we're not like blood related or anything like that, but like, you know how family adopts you in and stuff. So you're like a part of the family and everything. We all go to the same church. He's one of the dad is like one of the pastors at the church. So all of that was just really, really like, oh Lord Almighty. And my mama, she was just like, oh, you going to church tomorrow? And I was like, no, I can't go to church after that. Like, and have to look at everybody. She's like, no, you taking your to church. Like, you going. And oh my gosh. And everything still went on as usual, which made it even worse. Because like, afterwards we all go hang out at somebody's house and have like lunch or whatever after, the normal thing you do after church. And I'm just sitting there like, ooh. And like that was probably one of the most awkward, cringiest things that has happened that at least that immediately came to my mind. And I was just like, what in the world? Like that.
Come and talk to Jesus.
It was so bad, bro. It was so bad. And like every once in a while they'll like still bring it up. And I'm like, it's funny now, but like back then it was not funny. I was just like, oh boy.
So did her parents know you were there though? You were sneaking in and out the window. So they didn't know you were there. So the funniest part to me about this whole thing is this turned into an expensive night because of the tow truck. You probably had to come up off some gas, buddy, after that.
Man,
and the whole trying to be sneaky thing went way out the window because instead of no parents finding out, the whole neighborhood and church know about
everybody found out.
And I'm like, bro, and I was so close. That was the thing. I was so close to getting away. I think that's why, like, I even had a little extra, like, while I'm backing up, like, had a little extra, like, and that's what did me in, bro. And I was just like, and it felt like the end of the world. It felt like the end of the world. Now it's like funny or whatever, but like that felt like the end of the world. And didn't even do nothing. Not like, that was necessarily intentional or anything, but like truly it was just a pure like little visit or whatever. But like, golly, all of that.
What makes it even funnier though is that now when somebody sees you on TV, their instant memory of you is that. Hey, I remember when Frank got his mama car stuck outside.
outside
of such and such house, and everybody came out to see the tow truck.
Well, that was the thing. Like, I don't know who all like came out. I just know like the folks in the house came out. That like for real, other people might have came out, but I was so like wrapped up in tunnel vision and just like embarrassment. All I seen was tunnel vision. So maybe other people came out, but I don't remember that. But again, that next day, man, I was just like, oh my gosh, that was crazy.
Hey,
obviously I never did that again.
But lesson, park on the street.
Right.
And that's the thing I did is because the way it is like the house is there, you got the street, and then you got like houses on that side behind me, and I just needed all I need to do is just back out like this and then go. But I backed out a little too far because like I learned how to drive in that car, but like with that thing, you gotta do them Cadillac turns, and I didn't quite do the Cadillac turn wide enough.
Yeah,
and that's what did me in, man. And I was like, golly, boy.
God was talking to you that night. Yeah, you thought you got away, huh?
He's like, okay, I'm gonna let you get as far as you think you about to get, and then boop.
Yep, go do your thing. I got something waiting for you as soon as you leave. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be miraculous.
That was so embarrassing, man.
Your mama
that
said,
was so
embarrassing.
Something
was wrong. I knew something was wrong.
My mama really do got that. I don't know what you call it, but she be knowing, man. She ain't been wrong since, or it hasn't been wrong since my whole lifetime. So she be knowing.
Brother, get your car towed. Crazy.
It happens funny like that. Yeah.
Well, it didn't even need to get towed. They just had to get it out of the ditch thing. Once they got it out, then drove home or whatever. But oof. Yeah.
I would have been sick. Nah.
All bad.
I would have been hurt.
You have any off the top of your head, Jordan?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got several, but one was like just being. I'm a cringe guy, but one listening to your story reminded me of being like in middle school. I couldn't really have like girls calling the house and all this stuff. So again, I had a brother, so we could kind of tag team. He was in high school. So the way the workaround was, my brother, so we stopped arguing over how the phone time was split up. He get the phone in the evenings when our parents got home. But in order for me to let him have a phone time, so I didn't have to, we wasn't arguing, I had to get the phone before the parents got home so I can talk to the little young lady that I liked in middle school, right? So whole time what we do is, I'd be on the phone talking, boom, 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 boom. We had caller ID at this time. So we had to go around the house and erase all the caller IDs, right? And then you have to call another number so that way it won't do like the star 67 or whatever. So we did all this stuff, right? My brother would help me. We had a phone downstairs. We had one on the in the kitchen and one in my parents.
Y'all had a whole setup, man.
Right. But this is so we wouldn't argue about the phone in the evenings when they got home. So he could have a phone all evening. I wouldn't argue because he was helping me out. So I'm like, bro, I ain't gonna say nothing. You got the phone. Do what you do. Just let me get it before they get home. So we'd do that. Well, I forgot one time. And my mama didn't say nothing. But the only reason why she brought it up was because I called the young lady and she said she would call me back. So I was like, all right, cool. And so then my brother, he took over the phone and I was like, hey, bro, did she beat back in? He's like, no, not yet. I'm like, it's getting close to time. Like, my mom about to come home. So so he gets on the phone there when my mom gets home. And so like I'm sitting at the table, like waiting on the phone to ring because I'm like, man, if they answer, I gotta hurry up and hang up, delete the number, all this stuff. And so like I'm sitting here, nothing happened. So I go to my room. I'm like, maybe she forgot. Maybe her mama came home and she forgot, whatever, left it alone. There's a phone call, and he's like, yeah, hello. My mom answered the phone. He's like, Jordan, who is this? And so I can hear the conversation. And so I'm starting to sing. I'm in my room. I'm like, you blew it. Like, you can't call me at this point. And so then it turned into this whole thing. She's like, I know I had seen this number from somewhere before because it was on this phone right here, but I didn't see it on any of the other ones. And it was a whole thing. Basically, my cover got blown. Blown, and it was, it wasn't pretty for your boy, but we'll just leave it at that. It just, but that was one of the moments, and it's like, it was only 3 phones in the house, and I couldn't get all 3 of them for whatever reason at one time. I don't know how I missed it. I must have just got overexcited or something, but I thought I caught them all. But that was one of mine.
That's fair. That system is crazy.
System. Hey, me and my brother had some systems to get around some things, but not all of them worked. Not all of them.
Y'all had a whole operation.
Yeah, hey man, look, this is the thing. Me and my brother, like growing up, we didn't always get along on everything, but we're brothers, like through and through. Like even to this day, like me and my brother, we can get into about stuff. That's my brother. I love him. He loved me, but we took care of each other. Like we made sure like we do what brothers do. We look out for one another. So we for sure had a system and a workaround. So it was always like hey, you do this, I do that. All right, cool. Don't say nothing. We was sitcom brothers for sure. For sure.
I'm trying to think of one. I guess when me and my brother, when we shared the computer, when we had to split the computer time and the internet time. First, we had dial-up, so that already split. Like our parents were only let us be on for a certain amount of time, and then we were both trying to play this game, Maple Story. On the he found the game, so he felt that he had more ownership of the computer when it came to the game time. He's like, "No, I found it, so I get to play more." But there was always a little disagreement back and forth about that. But I always got it late at night, kind of the older brother thing. Like I'll let him play and then take over. And then when the parents went to sleep and wouldn't say nothing, that's when I would enjoy my time and play. So,
you were staying up late to do it?
Heck yeah. We would get in trouble. I would get in trouble. Put it like that. My dad would wake up.
Was it like during the
damn game still?
Was this during the week or is it like weekends?
Weekends for the most part. Weekends, yeah.
Because during the week, boy, I was not allowed to stay up. Boy, they was, hey, you better be in that bed. Side note, dial-up was my other thing that I said was inconvenient for back in the day. That was trash.
Another inconvenient thing too from back then is when I forgot. I think all the phone carriers did that, where you don't get free minutes until after 9 o'clock. Like, what was that about?
Weekends and nights. Yeah. Weekends and nights. I was like, because I remember when I first got my phone, I don't call me until like 9 o'clock.
Right.
But then, like, everybody going to bed about 10, 11 or whatever time.
Right.
So you really ain't talking on the phone that long. You gotta wait till the weekend. And then they had a thing, I think Verizon had a thing where you can put like, it's kind of like a buddy list. So you could talk to these certain people.
Oh, yeah, I remember the buddy list. Yep.
And I feel like Sprint had a thing where, T-Mobile did that too, top 5 or fave 5 or something like that.
Yep.
One of them, Sprint, I think they let minutes start at like 7. So that was an employee, I think, to get people be like, I'm gonna switch over to Sprint.
And then having limited text is crazy because like I think about that all the time, and it's just like I remember like I can only send like maybe 1 or 2 texts a week because you only get so many a month, like 30 a month or something like that. So you gotta be like, shoot, I gotta make sure this counts. Like
I have a theory about that too, bro. Like I don't know, I think everybody might be different, but my theory with that is you can tell people that grew up in that era because they tend to send like them long paragraph. I'm one of them because it's like in my mind, like I'm not thinking like, I only got, but like because of that training, because with some people text like thought after thought. My wife texts like that, where she's like thought. I'm like, just think about it, say the whole thing, and then send. You ain't got to keep.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder sometimes, like my little theory of like, I think people who, not everybody, but a lot of people who text like that probably grew up in that era.
That would make sense though. That would make sense because you got to try to get out as much information as possible. But I don't know. You remember the T9 and ABC? I could never do the T9. I didn't understand it, but that made texting undesirable. Like
yeah.
So even now, I really don't for real like texting like that. I'd rather just like talk, but then at the same time, I don't like just regular talking. I'd rather like just FaceTime. So like if like I tell Rick and them all the time, like bro, like if you got my number, bro, you ain't gotta ask to call me. I gave you my number, so you can just hit me up. But if you trying to talk to me, just FaceTime me. Don't text me and ask me, are you busy? Just FaceTime me, and then I'll just let you know, like, hey, let me call you right back. You know what I mean? But you don't have to text me and ask if I'm available. Like, just you got my number. That means you can hit me up whenever you need. I don't give my number to everybody. So, but
you can't these days.
Yeah, no, for sure. You can either talk to me on IG or Facebook or something. That's cool. But everybody that got my number is people that I consider like close friends and family. So, you know, yeah. But yeah, no. Now, I wanted to ask this too, because before pre-social media, we all had like a thing that we probably shared, a story or some type of experience that we all shared, but we didn't know each other. So like me and Rick talked about a long time ago, and you probably know this too. We all heard the story about Sierra growing up, right? About, I don't want to go into detail because it obviously, because it obviously wasn't true, but we all heard the same thing about Sierra. You know,
like if she had extra situations. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we all heard that same thing, right? Growing up. But where did that stem from, and how do we all learn about that same thing at that time? Because now you and I were in the same city, but not the same side of the city, Nebraska. But then people across the globe all knew this information. It's not true, but they all knew this information. How did we share information like that? How do we know that in a time pre-social media? Because internet wasn't really, it wasn't prominent yet. Like it existed, but it wasn't prominent enough for, because that, I mean, that was probably like high school. So we would have had internet, but it just wasn't, you know, because I know they was talking about it in my school, and I'm like, man, I don't even know where that came from. But
right,
I would, yeah. I'll have to assume TV. I don't know,
but I never heard it on TV. I got it from school.
I think it's my guess. I guess would be probably just like old school word of mouth, like how an old school rumor would get started and then it just spread, and that would be, I guess that'd be my guess. But at the same time, I feel like one, and probably an adult, because you know back then we were all kids anyway. My guess would probably be like an adult might have heard that somewhere, seen that somewhere, like on a, you know, maybe a magazine or however they was getting their stuff back then. Because you know, I forgot, I think it was called that stuff.
Yeah,
that would be my guess.
That might be it. It might have been a tabloid. Because now that you say that would make sense, because tabloids were a big thing back in that time period. And that was a lot of misinformation.
And that messed me up too, because as a young man, you know, you seen that ride video, and I'm just like,
you like, well,
right. let me double check.
Yeah, it definitely had you questioning, like, well, I don't know, kind of tall, tall, but pretty athletic. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I wonder what are some other things like that, because there have to be. I'm pretty sure there's a ton like that.
That's exactly what I was about to ask. That's what I was leading into. Is like, so what do you think? Are there any other ones that y'all think were like more universal thoughts that stemmed from seemingly nowhere? You know, because I even think about stuff like this. So part of the reason why I think about this is because I watched a movie recently. It was a horror movie. I like horror movies, so I watched a horror movie on Tubi. It was called Knock Knock Man, right? And they were just playing a game. It's much like Bloody Mary. Just imagine that, Bloody Mary or Candyman. But we all know that game, those games. You know what I mean? And so like that's another one. Like we all know those games, but it's not from like I said, it's not like because we saw it on a social media post. It was like because we had a cousin or somebody or a friend that told it to us. And likewise, it probably happened to them. And like where would that stem from? Where did it come from? And to where we all universally know it. We all might tell it a little different, but we universally know this as to be true, like the core of it. You know what I mean? I don't know if there's any other ones like that y'all have off the top of your head.
I know there probably is.
Yeah.
And they probably gonna pop up like when it's not even relevant no more. Dang.
Because I have a fascination with things like that. Is like how do we create a groupthink without social media? And like I said, tabloids for some things, but then there's other things that weren't necessarily tabloid worthy, I guess, so to speak, but we still know them. Creepypasta was one of the ones that created when the internet became a popular thing. Creepypasta created some of that stuff. I don't know if y'all ever heard the theory behind the Rugrats. Yeah. So you see what I'm saying? Like, you never heard it? Basically, all the kids don't exist. And they're all in Angelica's head.
Oh, okay.
Or I think Chucky. I think Chucky's the only one. No, wait. No, Deal's the only one that exists. The youngest child, Deal Pickles. He's the only one that truly exists, and all the other kids are like basically Phil and Lil were either, I don't want to say the word, but they didn't make it. They weren't born. Angelica didn't know whether it was a boy or a girl, so she just created twins in her mind. Tommy, the reason why the dad's always creating toys because Tommy was a preemie and he didn't make it. And so the dad's always creating toys, trying, to basically block that out. Chucky went along with his mother. And that's why he's always scared, because he is afraid of the impending doom or whatever. And so Angelica, and then there's something about her doll that she always carries around. I don't know if it's supposed to be I forgot what that was supposed to represent. But anyways, this all came from creepypasta. So there became this thing where people.
Oh, I think Cynthia's supposed to represent her mom or something like that.
There we go. Yeah, her mom was actually like strung out or something like that, really. And that's what her mom really looked like. And so that's why she was always so drawn to that doll. So but this was a creepypasta thing though. And then so they put a lot. So before social media, there was creepypasta, right? That did these alternate universes for shows and things like that. I don't know if you ever watched Ed, Ed and Eddie. Ed and Eddie was the same way. All the kids were the neighborhood they were in. The reason why there weren't any adults was because it's like a purgatory for kids. So all those kids had passed away from something, and they were all ended up there. And so that's why they were the only kids you would ever see, and you wouldn't see their parents or anything like that. So it's like this. It's this whole thing. So that's But then prior to that, I guess like you said, tabloids would be a way. But then I don't know, stories that just passed down. I'm surprised you ain't heard about that, Rick, because you be on used to be on all the internet stuff.
There's a channel, I have to find whose channel it is again, but there's a dude who, and if I can find the one I'm talking about in particular, I'll send it to y'all. I might look it up real quick, but essentially it's this dude who did kind of the same thing with the creepypasta stuff, but he he has a treasure trove of evidence to support his claim of oh, this is this and this is this is that. He did the one I'm thinking about in particular, where he was basically claiming that, I think it was an episode of Law and Order or one of those types of shows where the guy who plays Steve in Blue's Clues, his character was somehow connected to that show. And it's just that don't make no sense, but the way he connected and had all this evidence and stuff, I was just that's pretty good, man. Let me see if I can find it. I'll send it in the chat thing. But the way, and there's one he kind of made a claim that the Magic School Bus kids, they're somewhat similar-ish to the Rugrats thing, and Miss Frizzle and then Arnold were the real people or whatever, and everybody else was kind of Respawn or something like that. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
The people that can create that though, or dig and find that stuff, that takes some skill though, because you have to be able to make it logical as well. You know what I mean? To fit together. Because anybody can just spitball some ideas, but to actually make them piece together and make it make sense. Because when I read those creepypastas, they actually made sense. When you break them down, if you read the breakdown, it actually makes sense. Now you don't want it to believe it that's what's happening, because then it takes away from the show. You know what I mean? But because it makes it dark, but they really do make sense when they start breaking down. Oh, because that's why nobody ever recognizes any of this stuff, or so, and that's why she's the only one that can talk to the kids and nobody else can. And they always lose these kids somehow, and but wild stuff.
I'm gonna have to check that out, Frank. I saw the link in the chat. I don't know. Do you have any, Jordan? Do you know
any other ones that would be
that you realize?
Let me think. I'm trying to think about outside of those. I didn't have any other ones. Okay, yeah. Oh, is this the link? Magic School Bus. Okay, doppelganger theory. No, those were the major ones that I remembered and that I had conversations on before. I'm quite sure that there's some more though. I might have some. I thought I had some pulled up at one time. Huh? Let me see some. But yeah, I just like I said, I've always been fascinated with how we all connect. because with the world being such a big place, prior to social media and all the resources that we have now, it was such a big place. But then you start seeing these common ideas come into place, and how did they get there? You know what I mean? And so that kind of always sat with me, like how does that happen? Yeah, a lot of them would be like the creepy ones, urban legend type stuff.
There's a lot of urban legend ones.
Yeah, the urban legend ones would be the ones that sit with me. I mean, everybody had a version of the boogeyman. This one's not really an urban legend because it's a movie, but Freddy Krueger messed me up for a long time. But this is because of my brother. So shout out to you, bro.
I'm sensing a theme here.
My brother put me onto some things. Yeah, my brother did put me onto something. Yeah, he the one that told me about it. I was probably like 5 or 6 though, and we was down in Mississippi. So this kind of sets the scene for you on how that goes. And he told me about that, and he told me about Freddy Krueger. I don't think I had watched it yet at that age, but he had told me what he was and what he did and about the dreaming and all that stuff. And yeah, I freaked out. Yeah, I think I had dreams about it before I even actually had seen what he looked like. I just was creeped out by it. Then I actually saw the movies and it was worse. So
yeah.
+2.
My first introduction to Freddy Krueger was Wes Craven's New Nightmare, and we had it on VHS, and I was like between 4 and 6, so same age as you, but I watched it.
Yeah.
And we had a lamp in our house that when the lights go out in the house, and like either the light from outside is coming in or maybe another lamp or something, the silhouette looked like a man with a hat on.
Yeah.
So that messed me up. I was afraid to go to sleep for the longest time, man. And I was like, that Freddy Krueger, man, if Freddy Krueger was a real person, that would be terrifying. Especially if he could really get you in your dreams, man. That would be terrifying.
Because it's like
whoever created that character, genius, because that's terrifying.
Because the movies lie, because that's 100% kill rate. Like because you can't escape. You know what I'm saying? Like the only way that you can escape is if you have something that happens so drastic that terrifies you to wake up. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you just stay asleep. But the problem is that there's nothing more terrifying than what you're seeing. So if you don't wake up from that, you're not waking up from nothing else. So you're just kind of stuck. You know what I mean? And that idea alone is like,
And then they had the WWF that mug when they had Freddy versus Jason. I did like that because I'm a big wrestling fan back in the day. So I'm like, oh, this is one big match.
I enjoyed that, but I didn't think Jason should have won. I think they kind of cheated because they kind of ganged up on my boy, but
Jason, I think the right person won that.
Man. He was asleep, bro. Freddy was tearing him up in the dreams, bro. And then all of a sudden they like, oh yeah, let me go to sleep. I'm gonna grab him and then bring him to the real world. Nah, bro. Nah. Let him get the dub, bro. Yeah, but that was a gang fight. Why are you gonna help Jason? Jason ain't on nobody's team either. You know what I mean?
That movie did do a good job making him seem like almost like the good guy in comparison. They did a pretty good job with that.
Only because they thought they can actually fight Jason. Like you can't fight Freddy. You know what I mean? Like you kind of, like you said, it just kind of is what it is. Like you go to sleep. I mean, you in his world. You know what I mean? But yeah, the one I did think was universal though, which Rick proved me wrong that it wasn't universal, is that Santa throws salt in your eyes if you see him. But I recently saw a podcast where somebody else believed the same thing, so it wasn't just me. But I was told that if you wake up,
I heard that one.
See, man, it was just my parents.
The cold thing, of course, but never the salt thing.
Yeah, if you wake up and you see him, he throws salt in your eyes. That way you can't see. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to correct the
why that's funny to me, but that is hilarious. And that sounds like something a parent would tell their kids.
Yeah, that's what I was told. So that way you don't get up and go look for him. You know what I'm saying? Because I would have got up and looked for him. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we ain't got no Timothy, but we in an apartment.
I don't know why that is hilarious. Because I think it's funny because I can actually see that as a visual.
That's actually kind of terrifying though when you think about it. It's like, hey, this big grown man in your middle of your living room, you see him, he turn around and whoosh, hit you with
I'm surprised Jordan Peele ain't did nothing with that yet, man.
Somebody got to, man. And now you blind because you wanted to go see the presents early.
Yeah. I mean, the whole Santa Claus concept is kind of creepy when you think about it anyway, because it's like this dude who knows when you're sleeping and knows when you're awake. Like, where is that allowed?
Bad? Yeah. I mean, it's definitely creepy, but you know the way it gets smoothed over is that you get presents.
Yeah, everything's better with presents.
Yeah.
That's how they get you. And you got to give him something. Like you got milk and cookies and stuff. Like,
but that's a easy trade-off. Yeah, milk and cookies, cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, here you go. Milk. We got milk in the house. Here you go.
All right. Give you some 2% milk. We ain't giving you the good stuff.
And on top of that, it's still not even really a trade-off, because if you can get your parents to make milk and cookies, and the cookies that's left over, you can eat them. You see what I'm saying? So you get presents and cookies.
But you can't eat them if you can't see them because you got the salt in your eye. So
that's why you got to stay asleep. That's why you got to stay asleep. If you get up, you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So I never caught them either. Never caught
them either.
Yeah. But that's all I could. That's all I could really think of, like by way of, I mean, obviously, like all the traditional things, the pot of gold. If you find, you can find that at the end of a rainbow, but where's the rainbow end? I mean, any of that.
Did y'all ever hear the one? And this might just be country, because I like my family is super country. They say whenever it's raining and the sun is out, that the devil is beating his wife.
I heard that. Yeah, my family.
And you too, Rick.
Yeah.
Okay, so that might be a universal one then.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, but weird. I
remember somebody saying, like, I can't even get a wife, and he got a whole one. Like, that's crazy. And he beating her. Like, that ain't good.
Yeah. That's. But I also was told growing up that rain was like angel tears or something like that. So I was told that before, but I only remember that from my mama telling me that. I don't remember.
I remember hearing that one. Then I also remember hearing, like, when it's a funeral, like, and it's raining, it's like their sins are being washed away or something like that.
Okay.
I've heard that one before.
Okay. That sounds familiar. I don't know if I heard it directly, but that sounds familiar though. Probably in passing.
Yeah.
But yeah. If you, the viewer, have any what you believe to be universal thoughts pre-social media that you think that we all may know, drop them in the comments and let us know, because I mean, we here trying to figure out what everybody knows and what people have in common, I guess, so to speak, because apparently we do have some things in common, and we come from different parts of the country or the world. So
yep.
Y'all want to get into Wiki? We got time?
I got like maybe 5 more minutes, because I do got to get up early, so I got like 5-ish minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do a quick one then. Let's go from since we was talking about rainbows, let's go from rainbow to where you want to finish out at.
Santa Claus.
Huh?
Okay.
Who? What?
I said Santa Claus. What did you say, Frank?
I said police, because I literally looked at my desk and I just see this here. So I'm like, oh, police.
Oh, rainbows. You want to go rainbows to police? Rainbows to Santa Claus? Which I won't. It don't matter to me.
I'm indifferent.
Let's do police then.
Police?
All right. Okay.
Po.
So you start, if I remember this correctly, you start on Wikipedia with rainbow, and then you just go from there.
Yep. Well,
now, is it rainbow or rainbow with an S?
It should be just rainbow.
Just rainbow.
And this is what the page should look like for police.
Let me see. Okay.
All right. Got it.
And then now for rainbow, I know this is a silly question, but it's for like the actual thing itself. Because for whatever reason, I typed in rainbow, it brought up like those rainbow stores that's like everywhere.
Oh yeah, actual rainbow. So it'll be a picture like this on there.
Hold on, let me pull that tab back up. Okay, let me find that real quick.
All right.
Okay, I'm there.
All right, cool. All right, we're gonna make this quick. I'm gonna get this dub in 3, 2, 1. Wiki. All right, only the blue words. What was I about to say? Are you still looking into police academy and stuff?
It actually was a funny story behind that because I was like, man, if this acting stuff don't pan out, like I need to find something else to do where I can like make, some decent money, but also feel like I'm doing something positive. And I've had a lot of friends of mine. I've got some family members that's done law enforcement. They be like, I think you would actually be, a good police officer, like one of the good ones that's actually like trying to do something positive or whatever.
Yeah.
So I had went through, doing uh doing like some ride-alongs and stuff. Like I was really like seriously considerate, and then I was like, I'll give the acting stuff a try a little bit longer. So I'm not saying I'm completely not doing it, but like if I do a whole career shift, it might be a starting place potentially. Which is super random, but yeah.
Dude,
You
got there already?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Hey.
I was thinking I'm about to get there, man.
I was being all strategic. I'm like, all right, I'm a World War II. Like, okay, this would be easy getting there. And
yeah, I was on New York National Guard, bro.
When Jordan said just the blue words, I was like, that's a good route.
What'd you do?
My bad for interrupting you, Frank.
Oh no, you good.
Okay. Police, law enforcement agency, Milistia, Ukraine, Ukraine military or whatever, I guess. Domestic law enforcement agency, blue, rainbow.
Yeah, there you go.
Light work.
Yeah, I really thought I was about to get there.
I did too, man.
Path.
Yeah,
I think Rick might have cheated, but it's all good.
I was surprised. I don't cheat, man.
Hey man, hey, well, we gotta get Frank out of here. But Frank, go ahead and leave him with whatever you need. You're not on social media right now. I don't know if you're gonna what you want to leave.
I have my YouTube channel.
Okay, yeah.
So that ain't going nowhere. So my YouTube channel is just my name, full name, Frank Oakley III. I'm working on trying to use that platform a little bit more with vlogs and stuff like that, because that's usually kind of my preferred method to like interact and stuff. So I have that, and then they also have like the community tab that kind of can run like a social media thing. So once things become available there, I'll start like posting stuff there too, like pictures and stuff like that. So yeah, man. Okay. YouTube is probably the main place, and then my website, frankoakley3.com. But yeah, man.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, thank you for being back on the show, man, and giving us your time. I know we went a little long today, but we appreciate you hanging in there with us. So
definitely.
And taking the stroll down memory lane.
Like I said, man, anytime I'm happy to hop in, man.
I'll bet. Well, don't say that, because we be bringing on guests. We reuse guests. So, hey.
You'll hit us with a contract next time.
I know, right? That's what I'm trying to get all these.
I'll have mine that too.
This is the thing. And before we go, that's what I told my wife. I'm like, hey, Frank, he be doing this out of the kindness of his heart, because if I'm on 5 seasons of a show on Netflix, you better talk to my agent.
There will be signs.
Don't call me, because I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
Well, I already got my LA glasses. I got these in LA, so like when I got a running joke in the house whenever I want to feel pretentious. Not saying LA people are pretentious, so if anybody from LA is watching, relax.
Nah, he said that.
But I have my wear these indoors.
Yeah. There you go.
You see,
you go.
Do that Spice Adams.
But you got it like that, man. You can do that every now and then, man. It's like, yeah. It's a different conversation when you're talking to me. That's all. That's why I'm glad. I'm glad we get to get in there, man, and be able to be like, all right, yeah, Frank on our show, man. It's good. It's good.
Fact. Yeah, exactly.
Because the next one, he's gonna be like, yeah, so this is my fee every 10 minutes, and then this is my rider. We ain't got it, but all right.
I'll see what we can do.
We'll figure it out.
People call your people. They'll figure it out. They'll figure out the details.
Our people is us. But nah, man, y'all out there, the viewer, y'all make sure that y'all drop y'all most nostalgic memories, things that just warm your heart, some of the inconveniences or embarrassing moments from back in the day for you. Drop them in the comments. Share your stories with us, because we gonna share them with you. Rick, you got anything for him?
No, man. It's been another show. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate you, Frank, for being back on the show as well.
Yep.
But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all the YouTube things.
And as always,
I was gonna say you gotta do the YouTube hands when you're showing stuff. The YouTube hands that they always do in those.
Yeah, to focus it.
But as always, make sure. Oh wait, you already said that. My bad. Hey, and that's been another week of the Rick and Jordy Podcast. I'm one half of your host, Jordy.
I'm the half of your host, Rick.
We catch y'all next week or in 2 weeks. Peace. Yeah.